Hi, welcome back, and welcome to part 2 of Restringing the Vintage Body G.I. Joe. We're going to dive right in. First thing you need to do, take your leg, it doesn't matter which one. Take your piece of elastic and stick it down inside the thigh. Come on, focus, you fucker. There we go. Okay, stick it down in there and reach in with your pair of pliers. The bent nose ones work great for this because you can reach around the rivet and pull the elastic through. Oops. Pull the elastic through. Come on, elastic. There we go. Okay. Now, first then tie an overhand knot. About this much elastic sticking out. Pull it tight. Oops, that's a little too much. Let's try that one more time. There, that's about right. Okay. And again, very simply, let's go ahead and tie yourself another one on top of that. So you wind up with a square knot, the elastic around the pin. One of the main reasons I use this particular elastic is because it's nice and thick and it spreads out the stress load on the pin so that it's less likely to bend or break, rather than that single eyelet that has that one contact point where all the stress is on one little part. And then you're done doing that, making sure the knot is good and tight, just tuck the end of the elastic down inside. Okay, next, take a thigh ball, put the elastic through the thigh ball, take your pelvis, making sure that, let's see, we have the left leg here, so stick it through the left side of the pelvis. Make sure you have these aligned correctly. In the past, I have strung them wrong without thinking while being in a hurry, and it's really irritating to take it apart and redo it. Okay, take your neck hook, stick that through, again making sure that it's facing forward like it was when we took him apart. Stick your elastic through the other side of the pelvis, pull it through. Other thigh ball, run the elastic through that, and then take your other leg. Do the same thing with this leg as you did with the first one. Stick the elastic in there, take your bent nose pliers, grab hold of it, pull it through. Tie your knot. Oops, come on. Get through there. There we go. Pull it tight, and we're getting home. Now, when you get to this stage, what I like to do, I like to take the hook, make sure that it's going to be about the right length, or the elastic's going to be about the right length. So, take the torso, just grab hold of the hook with a pair of pliers and kind of size it up. Your neck hook, okay, that's a little too tight. I'll have to shorten one of the knots. Your neck hook should, the base of it should be right about there on the torso. Let's see, get that, see that a little better. And then that way, when you give it an extra crank to pop the head on, Then everything settles back in nice and tight. I'm going to have to loosen that knot up a little bit though. It's a little too tight. This is not an exact science. You just kind of have to stretch it and test it until it seems right to you. If you do over tighten them, it's tough to get them back together, and I'm pretty sure that it's not any good for the pins or the hooks to be too tight. A lot of stress on them with this elastic. All right, let's check it again. Okay, that's about right. Pull it up to here. That's get the pliers when you put them back together. And then when he's done, it should slide down to about there. So, let's finish tying our knots off. Again, overhand knot, one on top of the other to make a square knot. Come on. There we go. Come on. Get in there. Tuck the end of the elastic down in there. Check it one more time. Yep, that's about right. Okay. So, next step. Take your torso, get your head ready to go, and then you take your restringing tool. Stick it through the torso, making sure that it goes in front of the arm elastic. You can usually feel it, but we'll check like this to show you. Yep, it is in front of the arm elastic. Hook the hook. Whoops. Hook the hook. Pull it through. Go. When you get it through, take your pick, stick it through there like so, and take your arm hook, your restringing tool off, take Joe's head, pop it back on there. This can be a little bit of a pain in the tail. The older style Joes have a rounded hook instead of this angled one. And I find that easier to get around that neck rivet in there. These ones, you got to approach it just right. You can see. Put it in like that, and then push up and back, and that'll hook it. And obviously, you'll know when it's hooked. Get rid of your pick. And let him go. Boink. Ta-da! Done. As you can see, you ain't got a lot of flop. You flip him this way, and you flip his leg up. Stays up. He's ready to be posed, dressed, and good to go. A couple other things. I find that friction does play a fair amount of keeping the joint stiff enough so he can be posed. Sometimes what I'll do is, even after he's strung tightly and he's still a little floppy, I'll sand these a little bit, the hip balls or maybe the inside of the thigh. That tends to increase the friction, obviously, which helps him to hold position. The same works on the shoulder joints, which are pretty much the same. Anyhow, he's ready to rock and roll. Another thing that I do is I'll test him out by putting him in some weird position. And like, you know, if he can hold a Saturday night fever position like that, then you know he's good to go. Anyhow, oops. Thanks for watching, and good luck with it. And you guys have any questions, feel free to message me, and I'll try to explain a little better if I can. Thanks. Bye.